Hello, dear learners. Welcome to our brand new session in our current affairs series. Today, we are discussing about the news this November. So, we will be taking up the current affairs that are in news in November 2023. So, we will be discussing all these issues from the perspective of UPSC. Before we move forward, let me introduce myself to all of you. My name is Mayuri Bhagwani and I'll be taking up your sessions for current affairs here. Today we are discussing about a lot of interesting topics like deepfake. What is this deepfake technology? How this deepfake videos and photos are made? What is the science and tech behind them? How even the big celebrities are not able to save them from the trap of deepfake? Why even our Prime Minister got caught into the trap of deepfakes, we will be discussing here. What laws do we have in India to prevent the use of deepfakes, we will be discussing here holistically. The second issue is going to be about the Vadhawan Port. A new port is going to be added into the list of India's major ports soon. What is this Vadhawan Port? We will be looking here in geography, and we will also look into the issue of what is Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, the Tribal Pride Day. Who is Bhagwan Birsa Munda? What is the new initiative our Prime Minister has come up with for the tribal development? We will be looking here. And also, the pneumonia outbreak in China. Why this pneumonia outbreak in China has caused? Why is it happening mostly in the children? What is walking pneumonia? What is pneumonia? We will be discussing here. What is Nirbhay missile? What is the difference between cruise missile and ballistic missile? We will check out here, and we will also come up with the places in news. What places have been in news? We will look up to them in the map format. Okay. So first we will look at Mount Etna, and then we will look at Vadhawan Port. So this part of our session is basically here to inculcate a feeling of atlas reading or map reading in all of you. And this habit is going to help you a lot. Whenever you are bored of GAs or optional, whenever you are having long reading hours, after that you need a 15-20 minutes break, go for these atlas reading or map reading exercises instead of Instagram or Snapchat. That is my humble request to all of you. That is going to help you a lot. Now, our first issue is deep fakes. Now, what is this deep fake? Deep fake, the name suggests that fake pictures or fake videos. Okay, it can also be your fake voice. So, you have been seeing these things in news. Like, see this picture. This picture is of the wrestler movement. All the wrestlers were basically protesting against the minister. So basically this is the original picture where all these sportsmen, all these sports persons look very nervous and sad. But the manipulated picture shows their faces smiling and having fun. Okay, so this was the original picture, this was the manipulated picture. There's a use of deep fake here. In this video, I have taken the screenshots here. In this video, this was the original girl who was shown in that video, but the manipulated video showed this very, very famous actress in that video. So everything was manipulated, and this showed a big concern among everyone. I'll show you one more picture. See, this was a video which was getting a lot of viral comments. It was getting viral a lot of times. But what happened here? Here you can see our Prime Minister Modi ji performing Garba. Okay, many big personalities, many big celebrities even commented on this. But this was not a real video. This was a fake video. This is somebody else other than our Prime Minister. But this video shows our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Okay, so this is a false video, and this also used deepfake. Okay, so what is all this deepfake issue? Basically, a person is being impersonated into somebody else's videos and pictures. Okay, that is deepfake. So all these issues of deepfake videos and photos have gained attention from the global community. In fact, our Minister of Electronics and Technology even said this, that deepfakes are the largest and the most damaging. They are the most damaging form of misinformation. Okay. Please note this down, that these are the most damaging form of misinformation, these deepfake videos and photos. Even our minister commented like this. So, What are deepfakes? See, deepfakes are the fake content in the form of videos and photos that are created by using artificial intelligence tools. Basically, artificial intelligence is used to create such fake videos and fake photos. So what happens is, consider this woman as smiling, okay? This is the original photo. But what happens is, she gets sad in the manipulated photo. How this happens? There's a encoder and decoder in between, okay? And these encoder and decoder basically have this girl in the original picture, but they have the expression of this sad boy in this picture, and they add up both these pictures and make this manipulated picture. That happened with the wrestlers, okay? So this is the whole thing. So how these pictures of a smiling girl is manipulated into a sad girl, of a sad boy is manipulated into a smiling boy, this shows how deepfake works. There's an encoder and a decoder, okay? There's a source and a target, all right? Now, deepfakes are created using a generative adversarial network. What is this generative adversarial network? This network have two things, two devices. It has a neural network having two components. First is a generator and the second one is discriminator. What happens here? See, there is a generator that generates a deepfake video or a photo, and the discriminator checks out for the loopholes in that video or a photo. It checks if that deepfake video is being recognized as deepfake or not. If yes, if it is getting recognized as fake, it means that the generator has not worked well. It sends it back to the generator and says it to improve over the originality of the manipulated picture or video. So basically, the generator takes and creates fake images or video, and the discriminator tries to distinguish between the original and the manipulated video. For example, say this is a sad girl, okay? This is a sad girl. The generator creates a picture of this sad girl as the happier one, okay? Generator created a manipulated picture, but the discriminator now tells that no, this manipulated picture is looking fake. So work over it, improve it. So it sends it back to the generator, and this is how deepfake videos or photos are made. Okay, so the generator learns from the feedbacks of the discriminators and improves, keeps on improving. And deepfakes, basically, deepfakes are made by the technology which has a lot of source, which has a lot of data. Okay, they have data about this girl. They have data about the postures, the smiling face, the sad face. They have a lot of data of the source as well as the target. Okay, for example, in this video, see, in this video, the deepfake technology had a lot of pictures and videos of this girl as well as of this actress, okay? So it could make it easily, it could make the manipulated video easily. Another thing, that deepfakes are the part of deep synthesis. This deep synthesis involves two things. One is deep learning and the second one is augmented reality. So understand here that deep fakes are basically the application of deep learning, which is based over augmented reality, and basically deep learning and augmented reality are the applications of AI, artificial intelligence. What is this augmented reality? You must be aware of that virtual reality. You must have experienced that, okay? The virtual reality game that a device is put on your eyes and you play the game as if you are there originally, okay? That is virtual reality. Augmented reality is something that you add filters to your face. You have a crown over your face. Originally you do not have, but in the picture you add a crown to your face, you add a mustache to your face. So all this is augmented reality, adding some unreal objects to the real environment, okay? That is augmented reality. So deep learning and augmented reality combined make deep fakes, okay? Now, how is a deep fake made? First one is the videos are collected. The photos and videos are collected from the internet. These videos and photos are analyzed by the system, and the deep learning is done. The patterns are observed, and the target video is collected. The target person, the source person is connected. The source person is superimposed over the targeted person, and a fake video or a fake photo is created. Okay, and now the discriminator tests this deep fake video or photo and checks if this is able, if this is being if this is able to be checked, if it is fake or original. So if it is found to be fake, then it is sent back to the generator, and the generator is set to improve the quality. Okay, so this is how the deepfake is created. But not just deepfake has negative things, but deep learning has some positive impacts over the society, some positive applications in the society. Like, there are some 10 fascinating applications of the deep learning technology that are used in the common times. Okay. First one is self-driven cars. Self-driven cars are basically driven by this deep learning technology. Automatic handwriting generation, that is done by this deep learning. Pixel restoration, colorization of black and white images. You must have seen on Instagram also, there was a black and white image and how it is converted into a colorful picture. That is the use of deep learning. Apart from that, detection of growth delays in children, demographic prediction, addition of voice to the silent pictures, silent films, that all things are done through deep learning. Okay, so see here, I'll tell you one example here. See, this is the original picture and this is the original picture. This girl, this lady is missing her husband. So she gets this picture added here into this picture, and something like this is being created by deep learning. Okay, this is the positive application of deep learning, but there are many negative parts of the deep fake or the application of deep learning. See, what are deep fakes are used for nowadays? First, election manipulation. At many places, some fake news, some fake pictures, some fake videos get viral, which manipulates the election itself. Some propagandas are also spread using these fake videos and pictures. Apart from this, this is the very common and most prevalent application of deepfake: celebrity pornography. The celebrities' faces are imposed over the porn actresses, actors, and that creates celebrity pornography without the consent of the actor or actress. Okay, scams and hoaxes. Many scams, many misinformation are spread through deepfakes. Many financial frauds happen through deepfakes. There are some identity theft through deepfakes, like for example, the Modi ji video that we saw. Okay, automated disinformation attacks. Apart from this, social engineering is also being done through deepfake videos. Okay, now, what laws do we have in India for the deepfakes? See, India does not have a proper law for deepfakes. We do not have any proper law to prevent deepfakes per se. But yes, we do have a lot of laws connected with the impacts of deepfakes. So, India does not have any specific law or regulation that ban or regulate the use of deepfake. But yes, we have some existing laws that deals with the impacts of deepfake. For example, Section 67 and 67A of Information Technology Act. These sections basically apply to the areas where defamation or publishing of explicit material has taken place because of deepfake. So we can charge them. We can charge the people who are involved in these such kind of issues. We can punish them through these acts. Okay, apart from that, IPC Section 500 can be applied for the punishment of defamation. In case somebody tries to defame somebody, then in this case, Section 500 of IPC can be applied here. Apart from that, we have a recent law, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which basically gives protection against the misuse of personal data. Information Technology Rules of 2021. Here, punishment is specified if somebody tries to impersonate a person artificially or without their consent. Okay, but we do not have a specific law that deals with the misuse of deepfakes. So we need a law which is basically a comprehensive legal framework that targets deepfakes, and we have to consider the potential implications that can be occurring due to deepfakes. So we need a specific law. We need proper comprehensive regulations for this. Okay, but at the global level, what has happened? Recently, world's first AI safety summit was inaugurated. Basically, here US, China, India had participated, and they had called up to have a global action over artificial intelligence potential threats. All these countries, all these 28 members came up with the idea to come up with this AI Safety Summit. And here in this Safety Summit, there was a declaration that was passed, Bletchley Park Declaration, where all the members had committed to stop the misuse of deepfakes of AI, and control over AI technologies has been promised. Okay, so this was the whole issue about deepfake, but what all can be done? Acha, first you must understand that how you can basically differentiate between a real video and a deepfake video. First of all, look for the eye movements. Okay, if you find the eye movements weird, that means it is a deepfake video or a photo. Another one, look for the body postures. If they are weird, if they do not align with, they are deepfake. Look for the movements. Okay, if they are not aligned, they are a deepfake video. Look for the body part, okay, the body language. If it does not align with the video, it is fake. Also look for the lighting over the face of the subject. If the lighting on the face of the subject and in the surrounding is different, it means it is a deepfake video. Okay, so these are some of the ways to differentiate, but what all can be done? The way forward is that first we need a comprehensive law and regulation in India to stop the misuse of deepfakes, and we need to target deepfakes directly, specifically. The second one is we need public awareness to be spread. Okay, media literacy and public awareness is very important. In fact, in the last video that I showed to you, the screenshot of Modi ji performing Garba, that video was basically spread by many big celebrities also, because they could not differentiate between the real video and the fake video. Okay, so public awareness and media literacy is very important. Apart from it, some technical solutions should be found out to stop the use of deepfake, the misuse of deepfake, and we need ethical responsibility. We need to promote ethical responsibility of for the use of deep learning technology. Okay, so this is all that you can use in your mains also. Another topic is pneumonia in China. So basically there are a lot of such images presently running in the Chinese newspapers and Chinese websites. What is this? Basically many children in China have caught under the pneumonia infection, the respiratory illness infection. Okay, so WHO has asked China for the information on pneumonia outbreak and the respiratory illness outbreak in China. But basically there are a lot of rumors also going on there. Some people are asking China that, have you played the game again? Have you played the COVID game again? Have this pneumonia outbreak because of the leak from some kind of laboratory from China or so? But China is saying, no, it is not so. It has happened because of the COVID restrictions being lifted. Since the COVID restrictions have been lifted recently, the immunity gap has caused these kind of outbreaks. That is what China is saying. So basically China says there are two reasons for this outbreak. First is immunity gap in the children. Immunity gap. What does this immunity gap means? It means that in the normal times, children do get interacted with a lot of pathogens and viruses, and they build an immunity. Okay, but during COVID, because of so many restrictions, the children were at home. They did not interact with any kind of virus or pathogen, so they have gained this immunity gap. Okay, and now their immunity has gone low. Because of that, now when they are basically coming in front of any virus or any pathogen, they are getting infected very soon. So this immunity gap is the first reason, and the second reason is antibiotic resistance or antimicrobial resistance. Okay, since in China also people are consuming antibiotics without any prescriptions, this AMR is the reason why this respiratory illness and pneumonia is spreading so fast. Okay, now let's talk about pneumonia. What is pneumonia? Pneumonia is basically a medical condition where you face some respiratory illness. Okay, it is a general medical term to describe the infection or inflammation in the lungs. Okay, so basically this can be caused because of many reasons: the virus, the bacteria, the fungi. There are a lot of reasons behind the respiratory illness. But in pneumonia, there are some symptoms also, like chest pain. You feel kind of chest pain, coughing, fever and fatigue in your body. And there are some vaccines available in India. For example, in India, the most important vaccine of pneumonia is pneumococcal conjugate vaccine. This was brought up in 2017 for the 5 states, that is Bihar, Himachal, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. But now this pneumococcal conjugate vaccine has been included in universal immunization program. This means that this vaccine is now available throughout the country. Okay. Apart from this, you must know about the initiatives that have been taken by Indian government and globally to basically tackle pneumonia. So in India, this SARS initiative was taken, social awareness and action to neutralize pneumonia successfully. This SARS initiative was taken by Indian government, and globally WHO and UNICEF also took an initiative to stop pneumonia from spreading. Global action plan for pneumonia and diarrhea. Okay, so these two are the important initiatives for preventing pneumonia. Alright, now what is walking pneumonia? A term walking pneumonia is also in news in China because this pneumonia is of a milder symptoms. Okay, this pneumonia is not very intense or not very serious. This pneumonia is basically occurring in children and has mild symptoms. So that is why it is being known as walking pneumonia. So walking pneumonia is a milder form of pneumonia that is presently persistent in China. Second thing is why it is caused. It is caused because of mycoplasma pneumonia. Okay, this is basically the factor behind walking pneumonia. The vulnerable group is basically the children aged from 5 to 15. How does it get transmitted? It transmits through airborne droplets. Okay, while somebody somebody who is infected is coughing, sneezing or talking, at that time through the airdrops, this transmission can happen to the other person too. Symptoms are persistent cough, fever, sore throat, headache, runny nose, ear pain. All these are the symptoms. Okay, and the treatment is basically happening through antibiotics, targeting the symptoms only. Okay, so this is how the walking pneumonia works. Okay, now moving forward to the next topic, Birsa Munda and Prime Minister PVTG Development Mission. What is this news? Birsa Munda, Bhagwan Birsa Munda, whose anniversary is now being celebrated in India as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, or you can also say Tribal Pride Day. Okay, so our Prime Minister has celebrated the birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda in the form of Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Okay, and on the same day, the new scheme PM PVTG Development Mission was launched. Okay, so PM PVTG Development Mission was basically announced way before during the budget of 2023-2024 in February recently. So PM PVTG Development Mission was announced before in the Union budget, but it has been launched now, okay, on the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Who is Birsa Munda? Birsa Munda is connected with the Munda rebellion. You must have read this in the modern history. Birsa Munda was an Indian freedom fighter and a religious leader, a folk hero. That is why the people who consider Birsa Munda as the hero, they call him Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Okay, so he is a folk hero in many of the communities here. So Birsa Munda is a freedom fighter, he is a religious leader, he is a folk hero, and he belongs to the Munda tribe of Chota Nagpur Plateau area. He has also found a new religion which is known as Birsite. Okay, people of Munda and around community are following this religion, and this religion was basically used by Birsa Munda and his rebellion friends to inculcate a feeling in the Munda tribe to fight the Britishers or the Dekus. Who are these Dekus? Basically what happened is, because of the Britishers' policies related to land and land revenue, what happened is the Munda people found their place, found their tribe to be, basically they were having this threat that their tribe might get landless, okay, because the people from outside, maybe Britishers, maybe British rulers, British police, or the Indians who are the outsider for this Munda tribe are coming to India, coming to their place and taking up, acquiring the lands that were there for their community, okay. So basically what are these people? these outsiders, the zamindars, the policemen, are called Diku by this Munda tribe. Okay, and these Munda tribe was afraid that these Dikus might come to their place and take up all their land, turning the Munda tribe to be landless. Okay, so to inculcate a feeling against these Dikus, to inculcate a feeling of courage against these Britishers, Munda people and Bhagwan Birsa Munda started this new religion of Birsite. Okay, and here he was referred to as Dharti Abba. He was called the father of earth. Bhagwan Birsa Munda was called the father of earth by the people of his community. Okay, so what is Munda rebellion here? Munda rebellion was also known as Ulgulan. A question has occurred in prelims in the previous questions. The Ulgulan, what is Ulgulan? What is Ulgulan related to? Okay, or the Great Tumult. So basically, Munda rebellion was a tribal movement led by Munda people, Munda tribe, and especially Bhagwan Birsa Munda against the British Raj. Dikus were the name given to the outsiders, the traders, the policemen, the zamindars. Okay, and these Dikus were basically stopped from coming to the region of Munda people. Okay, Munda tribe was basically stopping these Dikus to enter their place because they had this constant threat in their mind that these Dikus might take up their land and turn these Munda tribe as a landless tribe. Okay, so basically Birsa and his rebellion started to attack the symbols of outsiders. They attacked the police stations, they attacked the churches, the zamindars, and Birsa Munda was finally arrested by the Britishers in 1900. He died of cholera in the jail itself, and but his whole sacrifice did not go in vain. This sacrifice led to the formation of Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act in 1908, which basically prohibited all the outsiders which basically prohibited the outsiders to acquire land in the tribal India. So the transfer of tribal land was prohibited here. So the sacrifice of Birsa Munda led Britishers to understand this, that we should not interfere with the faith and beliefs of the tribal people, and we should not exploit them, we should not harass them. Otherwise, we might have to go to our places leaving India. Okay, so this was the whole issue of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Now, what is PVTG? See, Bhagwan Birsa Munda is the symbol of tribal people in India. Okay, we already know that tribal people are quite vulnerable in India, but okay, we have given them reservation, and a lot of basically a lot of initiatives are being going for the tribal development. But who are PVTGs? PVTGs are even more vulnerable part of the tribal group. Okay, these are the most vulnerable among the tribal groups. Okay, कोई बहुत पिछड़ा है, उससे भी पिछड़ा, that is particularly vulnerable tribal group. Okay, so basically PVTGs, there are in India there are 75 PVTG groups, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, and the Ministry of Home Affairs has identified these 75 tribal groups as the PVTG groups. Okay, and these PVTG groups are present in 18 states of India and the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, so these PVTGs are the most vulnerable part of the tribal groups, and in 1975, Government of India took this initiative to identify them separately and give them the benefits separately. They basically, Government of India wanted to bring some development in these PVTGs. Okay, and for that, recently, Prime Minister PVTG Development Mission has been launched. It was announced way back during the Union Budget 2023-2024, and it has been launched now. The PM PVTG Development Mission program aims to improve the socio-economic status of these PVTG groups. So how the socio-economic status would be improved? By giving them development, by giving them safe housing, by giving them safe education, a proper education, drinking water, sanitation, health, nutrition, and better access to roads and settlements. All these things will be done for the PVTG groups under this Prime Minister PVTG mission. And this mission is of 1500 crore. Okay, here it is. 15,000 crore, 15,000 crore has been allotted separately for Prime Minister PVTG Development Mission. You all must be aware of it. But before we move forward, we are moving to the next topic. I'll take up some of your queries. I got a query that can we skip newspaper? I got a query from one of our students that can we skip our newspaper? See, the answer is skipping newspaper is not an option. Okay, even if you are going through current affair videos or through monthly magazines, I would suggest you not to skip the newspaper, because newspaper is not just for developing your power, your hold over the current affairs issue, but it also explores, it also helps you explore your personality. Okay, it develops your personality. So I would suggest you to read The Hindu or The Indian Express on a daily basis. After it, if you feel that I need to make some holistic notes, instead of making notes, you can also go for the monthly magazines. But I would suggest you don't skip any day's newspaper. Okay, you can also go for the monthly magazine, but I would not suggest you to skip the newspaper. Acha, also, you do not have to make notes every day. I would suggest you that don't make notes, instead go for e-notes. Okay, e-notes of only those topics you feel that you might have some importance in the mains. Okay, so this is how newspaper works. Second thing is how to use current affairs in answer writing. So, see, current affairs we are already reading. For example, we have read about this PM PVTG mission. You can use them while quoting the way forward in your answers. For example, there comes a question regarding PVTG issues. In the conclusion, you have to give some solutions. So you can give PM PVTG development mission as a solution. You can also tell about the importance Indian government is giving to the tribal people through Tribal Pride Day. Okay, so you have to use these current affairs in your introduction in the form of facts or in the form of current relevance or in the form of some data. And the government schemes can be used in the conclusion while giving the way forward. Okay, so that is how current affairs work. Start inculcating them in answer writing. While you face some issues, please let us know. Okay, so moving forward. Nirbhay cruise missile. So this is how the Nirbhay cruise missile looks. So Indian Armed Forces will be inducting the long-range attack cruise missile Nirbhay to their inventory to strike targets at the range over 1,000 kilometers. So if the target is above 1,000 kilometer, then this Nirbhay cruise missile can be used. This is a long-range missile and will be soon inducted into the forces. Okay. So see. We'll see some points about Nirbhay missile, and then we'll see the difference between cruise and ballistic missile. Okay, so Nirbhay missile is a long range missile. When we say long range, it means more than 1,000 kilometer range. Okay, it has a range of more than 1,000 kilometer. It means if the target is at a distance of more than 1,000 kilometer, this missile can be used there. It is a subsonic missile. Subsonic means it has a speed less than of sound. Understand this. There are three terms: subsonic, supersonic, and hypersonic. Okay, the sound, the speed of sound is measured in terms of Mach. Okay, if any object has the speed equal to the speed of sound, it is said to be running at the speed of 1 Mach. Okay, if the object is running at a speed less than of the speed of sound, then it is said to be less than 1 Mach. Okay. 0.7 Mach. For example, this Nirbhay missile runs at the speed of 0.7 Mach. It means it is running at a speed lower than that of sound. Okay, so it is known as subsonic. If a missile or if any object is running at the speed more than of sound, it is said to be of subsonic or hypersonic category. Okay, so here this Nirbhay missile is of subsonic nature. That means it is running at the speed less than that of sound. And it is a cruise missile. Now, what is cruise missile? I'll tell you later on. Okay. So basically, Nirbhay missile is an Indian first indigenously produced cruise missile. It is first missile that has been used indigenously, and this is a cruise missile that has been produced completely indigenously in India. Okay, this is the first one. Second thing, it is capable of deep penetrations. Okay, it can penetrate deeply with a quite good precision. It can strike land targets up to the distance of 1,000 kilometers. It is using a solid propellant booster motor, okay, for power, and it is capable of loitering and cruising at Mach 0.7. It is a subsonic missile, okay, and it can be armed with 200 to 300 kgs of warhead. We can also install some conventional warhead, or we can also install nuclear warheads here. Also, it can be launched from multiple platforms, from the air, from the land, from the sea. Okay, it can be launched from multiple platforms, and it is guided by GPS and INS. Okay, it has an active radar terminal seeker. So it basically gets the direction through this GPS. All right. Now, understand the difference between ballistic missile and cruise missile. See here. If you are launching a missile from here and this is your target, the ballistic missile will work under the force of gravity. Okay, you play cricket, right? When you throw a ball, it follows a parabolic motion. A parabolic motion under gravity. It would go as high as it can. Here it stops and it falls back under the force of gravity. This is how the ballistic missile works. It does not need external power to work. Okay, so its precision is also less. It goes in a parabolic motion and it comes here, okay? But the cruise missile works in a guided format. It basically runs in a parallel motion. Whenever there is land, it will run parallel to the land, okay? It is basically going parallel to the land, so it is guided. It needs a power source. So here in Nirbhay missile, this is a cruise missile. It needs some power, it needs some guidance. So it has GPS installed in it. Okay. So ballistic missile basically has a long range. It can be low to high, very high range also. It can go up to 15,000 kilometers. But since cruise missiles need some power, so it can maximum go up to 4,000 kilometers. Altitude, if we ask about altitude, obviously we saw the ballistic missiles can go up to higher altitudes and they are easily detectable because of that. But the cruise missile stay low, they stay parallel to the land and very close to the land, and therefore they are not detectable. Okay, they are very difficult to detect, to get detected. Precision, if we talk about precision, cruise missile have more precision because they are guided, and the ballistic missile has limited precision. And the speed, ballistic missiles have higher speed and they are hard to intercept, they are hard to be stopped. But the cruise missile can be intercepted and they have limited speed up to 1000 km per hour. Okay. Now, next thing, places in news. Mount Etna. Mount Etna was in news because there have been very many volcanic eruption, and it has been frequently getting erupted since February. Okay, so Mount Etna, where it is located in Italy. Okay, in the Mediterranean Sea. So you can find out Italy here. Italy has a small island, Sicily, here in the Mediterranean Sea. And in Sicily, there is located this Mount Etna. Okay, so it exists in the Mediterranean Sea. And if we talk about the country, Italy is the country where Mount Etna is located. Okay. Now, see, Mount Etna is basically Europe's most active volcano. Okay. And one of the largest active volcano in world. Okay, so it has been erupting multiple times through from February 2023. It is an active stratovolcano. Stratovolcano means it is a composite volcano. That means that it has a high viscosity lava, which makes it which lets it make layers. Okay, and because of that layering, this volcano has a lot of good height. Okay, it is a tall volcano. So active stratovolcano it is existing in Italy, and it is the highest volcano in the Mediterranean island mountain. Okay, apart from it, it is located on the convergent plate. It is a convergent plate. See, this is a Eurasian plate and this is the African plate. Because of their convergence, there is the existence of this volcano. Okay, and Mount Etna has been active since 1500 BC. So it has a huge history of being active, and it is active yet. But we have only a few very active volcanoes. You all must be knowing about it. For example, Mount Etna we have in Italy, Mount Kilauea, Hawaii, USA. Okay, Mauna Lea in Hawaii, USA, Merapi in Indonesia, Fegra Dalsfall in Iceland, Dukono in Indonesia, St. Maria Santa Maria in Guatemala, and Yasur in Vanuatu. All these volcanoes you must be aware of that where they are located, okay, and these are the most active volcanoes of the time in this world, okay, so you must be aware. I want you all to find out their locations on the map, okay, so your homework today is go to the atlas, find their location in the atlas, okay, and circle it. All right, moving forward. Next place in news is Vadhawan Port. This Vadhawan Port is basically in news because the construction process has been initiated, and this is soon going to be added into the India's list of major ports. Presently, we have 12 major ports. Soon, Vadhawan Port is going to become the 13th major port of India. So, where is it located? It is located in Maharashtra, above Mumbai. Okay, in the north of Mumbai, it is located here. Okay, so Vadhawan Port is basically located in the starting point of Maharashtra. All right. So, when we see here, see the 12 major ports of India. The first one is Kandla. Then we have Jawaharlal Nehru Port in Mumbai, Marmugaon, Mangalore, Cochin. Apart from that, here we have Tuticorin, Karai Kanal, Chennai, Ennore, Vishakhapatnam, Kakinada, Paradeep, and Kolkata. Okay, so these you all have to locate all these ports in the map of India. Okay, today this is your homework. All right. Moving forward, we'll discuss some more things about Vadhawan Port. It is a 75,000 crore project, okay, and this is a joint venture of Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority and Maharashtra Maritime Board. So Jawaharlal Nehru Port, you must be aware of. This is Jawaharlal Nehru Port. This is also known as Nhava Sheva Port, okay, and in the north here will be the Vadhawan Port, okay. So this Vadhawan Port is basically being built by both of them, and this new port has a natural draught of 20 meters. It has a depth of 20 meters, which makes it easier for the bigger vessels to come here, okay. Otherwise, what happens is that bigger vessels go to Singapore or Cambodia to unload themselves. We do not have any deeper port here. So we are developing Vadhawan for this depth only, okay. So it has the capacity to handle around 254 million tons of the cargo. Maharashtra has a lot of demand for this cargo movement, but the Mumbai port and the Jawaharlal Nehru port are not enough for this cargo movement. So Vadhawan port is being made, and it is going to be developed as a green port. Okay, it is going to be developed as a green port. It means that all the ships coming to the port, all the construction and all the operations work would be done keeping in mind the environmental concerns. Okay, so this is going to be a green port. And why is Vadhavan port important? Because it is being built in response to increase in the demand for container cargo capacity. The Maharashtra ports are not being enough for the capacity they can hold. There's a basically prediction that by 2030 the capacity requirement will increase more, and we do not have any other port in Maharashtra to handle this cargo capacity, so we need Vadhavan port. Apart from that, we also need a port which has a good depth. Okay, so India does not have any deep sea port, so we need a deep sea port so that all the cargo vessels, the bigger cargo vessels that come to India do not have to go to Singapore or Cambodia to unload themselves. They can unload themselves in Vadhavan port themselves. Okay, so basically this is why Vadhavan port is important and needed. So that was all for today's session. I hope that all the issues are clear to all of you, and in case you have any kind of doubt, please let us know. Also, I have asked some questions to you. Please try to reply to them, and also I have given you 2 things to work over. The atlas part, okay, you have to find out all the volcanoes that I have given in the list before this. You have to find all of them in the atlas, and also you have to check out for the 12 major ports in the atlas that are existing in India. Okay, so that was all. Thank you for watching, and I'll request all of you to basically support our initiative that we have come up with for you for the current affairs series. So please like this video, comment down what your feedback is, and share this video with your friends as much as you can, because this sharing will help us a lot. This will help us gain our motivation back. So subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to follow us on Instagram. We are basically giving free mentorship here. So in case you want free mentorship, free guidance for UPSC, you can join us. You can follow us at Instagram and also at Facebook and Twitter. Okay, so that was all. Thank you for watching and have a very good day.